This is great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning, good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, talking sports and pop culture. You're listening to the W Show on 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio, watching us live on one of our social media pages. If this is your first time checking us out, thank you for making us a part of your day. We greatly appreciate it. As always, I'm joined by the other hosts of the show, DJ Q, Jazz, and Noel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone this morning? It's Halloween weekend. Y'all got to be more excited. Like, I'm not feeling the energy right now.
We know you're excited.
Oh, yeah. This is my time of year, man.
Is your time of the year?
Of course. Love Halloween.
This shouldn't be your favorite time of year. You know, the Chiefs have dressed up like champions all year, and we haven't seen them.
Good one. You came with it this morning, huh? Okay.
I mean, and furthermore, Halloween isn't about you. It's about the kids. It's Peyton's time of the year, not yours.
Hey, I'm always selfish. I'm always a kid at heart. I guess you never went to Toys R Us when you was a kid, huh?
Of course I did.
I don't want to grow up. You know what they say? Or what they said. Isn't around anymore.
You look like the type to steal candy out of his bag. You look like that type. Like, let me get that, Peyton. Let me get that right quick.
It's funny that you bring up candy. I wanted to start off the show with, with Halloween being tomorrow. I want to say top 5 Halloween candies.
Okay.
We'll start with you, Noah. Go ahead.
What's my top 5?
Yeah.
Gotta go gummies. Gotta go Lifesavers gummies. That's number 1 on the list always. Y'all gonna laugh at me. I'm a Snickers guy. I'm a big Snickers guy. After that, I'll probably have to go Reese's. Man, I'd have to really think about my last 2 spots, but those are my top 3 for sure.
Okay. Q.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one for me. I've always liked, that chocolate mashup. So like Snickers, Three Musketeers, stuff like that. Reese's, really, the mashup with chocolate and peanut butter. So yeah, those would be mine.
Okay, Jazz, how about you?
I'm gonna have to go with Sour Patch Kids as the number 1.
Okay.
Skittles, and then Reese's.
Oh, I gotta throw Starburst in there too. Hold on, I gotta throw Starburst in there.
Yeah. Yeah, Starburst will sneak up on you. For mine, I'd have to go with Snickers. And this is no order. Snickers. I'd have to throw Jolly Ranchers in there.
Ooh, that's
a sneaky good one too.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with peanut M&Ms.
That's a good one too.
And I would throw Airheads in there too.
Airheads.
Yeah. Airheads in there. And then one more would be the Hershey's. I had one the other day. It was a Hershey's little bar with the cookies and cream.
Yeah. That's underrated as well.
Yeah.
We could put Cream Savers in there somewhere.
Cool. I haven't heard of Cream Savers in so long. The strawberry ones and the orange ones.
Those are at grandma's house every time.
Yeah, that's true. Mine's too.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on today's show, the Kansas City Chiefs were defeated by the Tennessee Titans last Sunday, 27-3 in Nissan Stadium. They traveled to Tennessee to get their tails kicked in. We'll recap last week's game and give our thoughts on this week's Monday Night Football matchup. First, the Giants. Also, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin shuts down USC head coaching rumors. And downtown Kansas City will get their first stadium in the U.S. for women's sports. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll get to our sneakers of the week during our Hater Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew. We're winning. And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
The Kansas City Chiefs were defeated by the Tennessee Titans last Sunday, 27-3 in Nissan Stadium. Was this what you guys expected from this Chiefs team? Steve, we'll start with you.
I didn't expect this. I really didn't. And to be quite honest, I didn't expect to start this season like this. I mean, especially going into week 7, I didn't think that they would be, sitting at 500. And furthermore, I mean, you look at how this offense is playing, similar to the Super Bowl. That's what this game looked like. It reminded me of the Chiefs couldn't get into the end zone. The offense was nowhere to be found. You saw a struggling Patrick Mahomes, and it looked as though he was, trying to force everything. The Titans played them just like the Buccaneers showed on film. We've talked about it all season long so far. They've given the Buccaneers gave the blueprint. Just play it too high and make the Chiefs beat you with throws underneath and the running game, and they're not able to do that right now. And then the turnover bug is still a thing with this team. They can't. It seems like it's a domino effect every game. If there's a fumble or if there is a interception, it just continues to flow throughout the game. And then if you look at the defensive side of the ball real quick, what they worked on. What did they work on all week? They came out and told us that they were going to work on stopping the run. Derrick Henry was their main focus. They did just that. They stopped Derrick Henry. I think it was 29 carries for 86 yards. He had no touchdowns, but he threw for a touchdown. And then A.J. Brown roasted him with 8 receptions and 133 yards and 1 touchdown. So I think they try to. It's kind of like a open wound, right? You put a Band-Aid over one part of it, and the other side is kind of like, oh, it's still bleeding over there. So they still have that open wound on the other side of the Band-Aid, so to speak. And they're trying to get out of this rut. I guess you can call it a slump, but it's definitely something that they need to get fixed.
Steve, is pretty generous that you said that they stopped Derrick Henry.
They did.
That was.
I mean, they did.
Was
That's
generous.
what they set out to do.
That was generous. 12 carries for 89 yards. Like
26.
26 carries.
26 carries.
Yeah,
Oh,
26. Yeah.
And that's subjective.
3 yards a carry. They stopped him, but
Derrick Henry's averaging 7.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, I still wouldn't say that's stopping him. They may have stopped him from getting in the end zone, but they didn't stop that train from moving. That train kept the chains moving. They beat the Chiefs. I think they had like 36 minutes of possession. So they definitely topped the Chiefs in possession. They didn't score in the second half, but I think that's just because they took their foot off the gas. The offense didn't show that they were doing anything, so they just necessarily had to play keep away, and that's exactly what they did. They forced Patrick to make plenty of turnovers. I think he said earlier in the week he was like bored or something of making the right play. So it's just a lot that it shows you how spoiled the fan base has been. And we can't call it luck because these guys are definitely talented, but in football being a game of inches, you're less than an inch away from, you're inches away from 55 being offsides. You're inches away from that was being batted away.
That was 2018. That's old news.
No, still, like it even with it being a game of inches, like you're inches away from a pass being batted and a pass being caught for touchdown. So it shows that the Chiefs were able to skate by and they were definitely able to skate by the past 2 to 3 seasons. But now that teams are very experienced with one another, you look at this Titans team that hasn't changed much but has improved on offense. You look at Buffalo that hasn't changed much but still has improved on offense. And then you look at Baltimore. Like, Baltimore is just another contender that the Chiefs just can't keep up with if they need to, especially with the defense. And that's the terrible part about this team right now.
They certainly they are in disarray. That's a word that I use quite often. They're just in disarray. Nothing is working. You got these strange turnovers, like Steve said, they just kind of compound. It just seems like when one person turns the ball over, when Pat turns the ball over, then here comes McCole Hardman. And then when McCole Hardman turns the ball over, here comes a miscommunication on the line, and we get, Pat running all over the place. It just seems like nothing is organized. And I think these guys just need to find a way to just get back to the basics. Just kind of, I know the calling card of Andy Reid is a dynamic, offense with, diverse play calling, but it just seems like they just need to simplify things, because it just seems like they're doing a whole lot. And, the defense is, I think the defense, in most sports, defense is just about effort and about, caring, about stopping the other team. And they just need to put in the effort. I'm not seeing the effort. I'm not seeing, hustling to get to the ball, corralling the ball. I'm not seeing that. They may not be the most talented defense as far as like just all over the field, but they do have talented players and they have leaders. So the defense is a whole other thing, but the offense, they just need to simplify it, man, because it's looking wild.
The Chiefs will face the Giants out of Arrowhead Stadium for Monday Night Football. Is there a must-need for the win for this team?
If they want to win a chip this year, they have to win these kind of games.
Yeah. I agree. This is a game where I'm not saying it's a gimme by any means, because of course any given Sunday or Sunday night, Monday night. So I really think that they need to come out and, like you said, get back to the basics and play Chiefs football. But there's a lot of frustration, within this team right now, and I'm not really sure why that is. But I'm getting the sense that these players are getting frustrated not only with themselves, but they're getting frustrated with fans too. And the reason why I say that is because yesterday there was a post by a group on Instagram, Arrowhead Nation, and they said rank these three Brett Beach moves in terms of how bad they are. Signing Frank Clark to a 5-year, $104 million extension, while also trading a first and second round pick, signing Anthony Hitchens to a 5-year, $45 million contract, over $20 million guaranteed, and passing on Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, and Antonio Gibson for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, these guys, especially Tyrann Mathieu, Mr. Petty, they responded. And so Anthony Hitchens said, all we did was go to 3 AFC championship games and 2 Super Bowls and 1 Super Bowl win in my first 3 years here with the Chiefs. So y'all fans will never be satisfied, and that's sad. Tyrann Mathieu came back and said, big facts. These might be one of the most toxic fan bases in all of sports. And Tyrann Mathieu went on to respond to plenty of other people on the feed. I want to get what you guys' thoughts are on that before I go.
It shows you how bad things are. It really shows you how much the team and for Anthony Hitchens to say all we did the last 3 seasons, and why are we talking about last year? Why are we not looking forward? And if I was a part of the Chiefs fan base, I would be asking these questions. Why are we not looking forward? How do we look this week? Like, why are you still talking about the past? And especially for a defense that can't stop anyone. You look at the Washington football team was able to move the ball down the field. There were a lot of miscommunication issues, not only early in the season, but still, what are we, week 8 in? So how are you still having these issues? And especially for a team, like you said, that have been together for 3 years. So we should expect some growth. We shouldn't expect to be getting our teeth still kicked in. And I don't know what the Chiefs defense have averaged as far as like points allowed over the past couple of seasons, but I would guess that it's probably around the 20 or 30 point range, mid 20s and up for each season. And that's not progress. So
I think when people like, and they started talking about Frank Clark, and a lot of people are bashing the defense. And I know, Q, you talk about the fandom that I have and other people have, but with being quite honest and being just facing the facts, Frank Clark hasn't really been good. However, it had been 50 years since the Chiefs have been to a Super Bowl, right? When they brought Frank Clark in, when they brought Tyrann Mathieu in, Anthony Hitchens, all those guys, and Steve Spagnuolo, what happened? It turned around, something clicked, and they were able to get to a Super Bowl and bring a championship to Kansas City. Not only get to one Super Bowl and win it, but like Hitchens said, get to another one, back-to-back Super Bowl. You don't see that in sports. People don't go to championships back-to-back unless you're like the Warriors or teams that are great. So when the fans are looking as though, oh, well, this season is a wash, this team is no good anymore, it's like, wait a minute, we can go back to the 2-14 seasons. We can go back to wearing the black t-shirts to Arrowhead and all that kind of stuff where people are just, tickets are selling for $15-$20 a pop. I don't want to go back to that. And I know Q, you talked about looking in the past, but I mean, as of 2 years, 3 years in a row, the AFC Championship game still goes through Arrowhead Stadium. I mean,
not this year.
And you got to remember, they talked about Frank Clark getting paid all this money. I would buy a championship because Frank Clark was damn good in the postseason. He's tied all time with 5 sacks. That's second all time of the most sacks in the postseason. So I mean, you basically paid for a championship with Frank Clark, and I think that was worth it.
Yeah,
I feel like both sides of this is silly because, for one thing, we have the professionals over here. They know fans are fickle. They know they're fair weather. Like, I don't care how diehard of a Chiefs fan you say you are. If you're out here in comment sections calling these men out, you're fair weather. But at the same time,
yeah, I call them out.
Like, I get that. But at the same time, like, these professionals, you got to know that these people, they're not professionals. You have to. This is something that comes apart. This is a part of like what you signed up for, to be a millionaire athlete. So why are you responding to them online? They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know football like you know football. I get defending yourself, but you're just opening up the wound more by responding to these people who don't know what they're talking about. And you're causing the fans to really know that there's panic in that locker room, rather than just say, like, I mean, we're not really worried about it. We just have to get ourselves right. We know y'all aren't happy. We get that. We aren't happy either, but we're going to go handle this. Like, I don't understand why there's responses on Twitter and IG to all of this sort of stuff when fans don't know what they're talking about. No offense, fans, but they don't know what they're talking about. They're just talking.
It goes across all sports, though. No, like, it's not just football.
It does.
You see KD that had a whole burner account. I mean,
it does.
We see fans are gonna talk whether you're winning or whether you're losing.
Exactly what I mean.
But I like the fact that Tyrann Mathieu is gonna come at you. Like, if you mention his name on Twitter, you better be prepared for a response, because he's going more than likely he's going to respond.
He is, because but they know that too. The fans know that too. They're baiting him. It's not because this is bait and he's taking it. And I don't feel like he should. I feel like he should be worried about other things in life.
He shouldn't take it at all.
I don't like it, because the fans not doing that just to engage with him, because they're doing it to bait him, to make him look bad. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I agree. I almost feel like what Mo was talking about, it's almost like pouring salt on the wound. Like, you already know it's bad, but you're just attracting more attention to it. And then for me, I get you don't want people to talk down on you, don't want to be talked about any kind of way, and you want respect on your name, but it just shows like weakness, or like you should know that you're better than that.
He is better than that.
I love the pettiness. Keep it coming, because shoot, somebody
y'all gonna keep losing if there's pettiness. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Don't say y'all, because
y'all
not a Chiefs player.
And just the overlying or underlying theme of this whole thing is that the Chiefs have relied on a generational talent. Like, yes, the team has done this, but they've done this on the back of Patrick Mahomes.
I agree with that.
He's carried this team on his back literally since the day he's gotten here. Like, Alex Smith played better because of this gunslinger that was behind him. And then once he was gone, again, he's carried this franchise on his back, and they're so used to it. And now that he can't make the magic that they're so used to seeing,
I agree with that.
Things are in a disarray, and that's the issue again. So it looked just like the Super Bowl. It looked like Superman got his cape taken.
You don't see him in the comment section.
He can't, because
don't worry about what he got going on. He got his goons out there, meaning his mom, his girlfriend, his brother. Don't come at you. He ain't.
Yeah,
y'all see my point.
He's got a whole team that's embarrassing him at home and at work.
but Patrick does it in other. Before we move on, Patrick does it in other ways though. Like, you'll see him do stuff on counting on his fingers. The number that he was drafted, and
we haven't seen that since last year, week 10.
Moving on.
Come on, Chiefs, do better.
Mike Tomlin shuts down USC head coaching rumors. Let's hear from Tomlin first.
Guys, I don't have time for that speculation. I mean, that's a joke to me. I got one of the best jobs in all of professional sport. Why would I have any interest in coaching college football? That'll be the last time that I address it. And not only today, but moving forward. Never say never, but never. Okay? Anybody else got any questions about any college jobs? There's not a booster with a big enough blank check.
Anyone else? All right.
Thank you. Anybody asking Sean Payton about that? Anybody asking Andy Reid about stuff like that?
Mic drop. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Let him know, Mike Tomlin. He was so spot on. You don't see anybody asking Andy about it. You don't see anybody asking, Sean Payton, guys who have won. I just feel like he came at him the right way, and he did everything but drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, no, and he said exactly what he was supposed to say. You look at a man with that type of job security that hasn't had a losing season in over 10 seasons. Like, he hasn't had a losing season, and then you look at the Steelers organization that's had 3 head coaches in the past 30 years, and then
longer than that.
Yeah, and then you look at how he pointed at anybody else. It's like, have you asked anybody else with the job security that I have, especially 2 coaches that have only won 1 Super Bowl? Right. Why are you not asking them questions as well? And that's just him speaking to the underlying racism that not only black quarterbacks face, but also black coaches face. And he's one that he's faced it for a very long time. And in Pittsburgh, I couldn't even imagine the type of passive aggressiveness he's seen.
Agreed.
He doesn't deserve that.
Kansas City to get first stadium in U.S. for women's sports.
I want to hear your thoughts on this, Jazz.
I love it. And I think that Kansas City has already been a big mecca for soccer and sports in general here for a while. And to see even Brittany and Patrick having their hands in that too. I mean, it almost came as no surprise to me, but I love to see it. And it's the first women's stadium in the U.S. So I love it.
Yeah, what does it do for Kansas City as a whole, though? I know it's a 11,000 seat, $70 million facility, supposed to be ready for 2024. Like, that's right around the corner. Jazz, you played soccer in college growing up. What does it do for young ladies like around this area who, I mean, really they don't, I mean, honestly, they see, you know, basketball, they see the we talked about the Chiefs, they see the Royals, but they don't really see women and a professional, you know, as professional athletes around this area because they haven't really been highlighted.
For sure. And I just think back, like you said, I played in college and growing up and everything. And to have something like that you're looking at right in your own city to work towards would have been a totally different type of motivation, I think. Like if I would have had that growing up and seeing that and being able to go to games right here at home or like not having to travel to see a team, I think it's super cool to have that inspiration coming right from your hometown. So.
Yeah, and I love it for women even being able to come in into the city and be excited about a sport. I think it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I had some little cousins come in town from California, and soccer is really big out there. You look at it year round, and they were flying in town just to see some Olympic players in town. So it just shows you like the level of fervor behind women's soccer. And I love it for downtown. Like I'm glad the Royals didn't move downtown. I'm glad we didn't get that extra congestion of just another sports team being downtown. But now this really adds a new energy. And I love it for the city. I hate it for the gentrification side of it, but I love it for the city, especially for young girls being able to see some soccer players, especially ones they look up to more often.
And people say what they want about Brittany, Patrick Mahomes' fiance, but she's definitely trying to push, take away all the antics of social media and all that stuff. But she's definitely within this ownership group. They're trying to push women's soccer forward. Like they're definitely being forward thinkers with this. And I think that today they're going to announce the name of the team. Like they're supposed to have. They're not going to just be KC NWSL anymore. They're going to have an actual team name.
Oh, so it's going to be really corny. All right.
It's funny because I think her and Jackson are getting a bad rap. They just kind of, Chiefs having a bad season. People are looking for things to blame. No. It is not her fault. It's not Jackson's fault. It's not the baby's fault. Like, let it go, people. Let it go. Like,
yeah. And I think it's more, they're losing, but no, Brittany has faced quite a bit of backlash, especially over the past couple of seasons over her social media comments.
I mean, the comments are themselves because that's her husband, that's her man. Mm-hmm. I would expect nothing less. But come on, folks, it's not her fault. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, it's like let Patrick do his thing. He has a wife, he has a kid, he has a little
live, huh? Let him live.
Let him live, man. That's what I say.
Agreed. I know. We're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Raiders owner Mark Davis' calls for Washington football team email report release. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 Video Spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 Video Spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Talk about it. Message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Now, Raiders owner Mark Davis calls for WFT reports released and questions timing of John Gruden's emails. He voiced his displeasure with the way the NFL dealt with former head coach John Gruden's racist, homophobic, and misogynistic emails, calling it a timing issue. And he was the first team owner to say the league should release a written report on the investigation. Hugh, we'll start with you.
I mean, it's about time, that somebody spoke up. You look at Stan Kroenke and Jerry Jones really being the guys that can pull strings in this league. And then you look at the opposite end of that. You look at Al Davis and now a Mark Davis that can't do much because they're so outspoken against the league. And across, what is it, like 2 or 3 different commissioners. So it doesn't help the case about the conspiracy theory behind the league being against the Raiders and wanting the Raiders to lose. And it just looks bad for the league, not even just in the Raiders sense, but allowing this culture to thrive for so long, especially when you talk about in racism.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with Q. And the thing about it as well is, I'm not quite sure why he would want to have these emails come out, and it could possibly like we saw what it did with John Gruden, right? If more of these, if they show a report and shows all of the emails that were sent, everything else that was going on within the Washington football team, there could be some other John Gruden types out there. I mean, you guys got to remember that Colin Kaepernick thing that which was talked about collusion with all of the NFL owners. That could be within that mix as well. So I don't really feel like he wants this to come out, but maybe he does. Maybe he wants to shake things up a bit because they've shaken up his team. So I think that this is something that maybe he wants him to come out.
No, it literally, let's be real here. The NFL is $1 billion industry right now. It makes so much revenue and people love football, but we know for certain that every last one of these owners are coming up are literally, what's the word I'm looking for? They contributed to this toxic environment that is the NFL. They all are culpable. There's not one person that would be in that email thread that they would find that hasn't said or done anything that we would look out of line. And that goes from owners, VPs, GMs, all the way down. These guys make a whole lot of money. What are you going to tell them? That you're going to tell them that they can't say certain things to certain people that they hire? Of course, the NFL isn't going to release none of this stuff. We all know what's going on because, I mean, have you talked to a woman before? Have you talked to some of these people who work for the NFL in the lower levels? Nobody here with a brain is saying, oh yeah, well, no, the NFL, they couldn't be, sexually harassing and abusing, some of these people who work for them. So I think it's kind of one of those things that the NFL isn't going to release none of this because, I mean, they know that the evidence would be, in a word, damning, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and if you release this investigation, then people would be asking for them to release the discovery on Colin Kaepernick, and them blackballing him. So yeah, it's just a lot of dirt that they're going to try to sweep under the rug and use it with money and halftime shows and things that'll just distract you and say, hey, at least we're making progress, when there's no progress being made at all.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Rams owner Stan Kroenke reportedly wants to stop paying relocation fees, angering other NFL owners. He brought up the issue at the owners' meeting Tuesday, and other than the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, none of the other franchise owners took the news well. No, we'll start with you.
Just another one of those things. He's going to get kicked out of the good old boys club if he doesn't play ball. That's exactly what's going on here. And I mean, he's racked up the fees. Like, I don't think anything has been paid to this point.
$1 billion has.
So he's paid. Wait, so he's paid $1 billion to this point.
1 billion. What would it be?
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's cutting into his pocket. But this is literally the same thing we just talked about. Like this is a club, and if you don't do what is in the best interest, which is the bottom line for everybody else, they're going to find a way to come get you. There's going to be an investigation that's going to come into your organization, your football team, and it's going to shake things up. So it's sickening to, a point, but then it's kind of like, who really cares? So,
and to me, it's good. It's good that this is happening. Right. And I know we can all sit back and say, cross your arms. Those are rich folks' problems, and we don't have nothing to do with that. But from the outside looking in, to me, I'm happy that the NFL owners are going through this, because they've lied to the common folk for so long, right? And now it's kind of backfiring. They have one of their own who has completely just lied, so to speak, because he said, "Oh, well, I'll cover the fee. Just let me move my team on out to LA. We know that the city of St. Louis is going to sue us, going to sue all 32 NFL teams, and I'll cover the bill no matter what it is. I'll cover it. Don't worry about it. I'll cover it. Jerry Jones, you got my back, right? Okay, I got it." So now he's come back and said, "Oh, I paid $1 billion. I don't have no more to pay. Y'all can. I didn't know it was going to take this long, so I'm backing away from it now. Y'all got to handle it." And now in the NFL meetings, they're upset, and rightfully so. He lied to them, but that's what they've been doing to the common folk for years. Since the NFL was founded, they've been lying to us. So hey, now you guys are getting lied to, and you don't like it, right? So it is what it is. Rich folks' problems.
Again.
And the people of St. Louis were right.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our hated or love it segment. Kick it off with our speakers of the week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers. KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us and we'll talk about whatever topic you want.
Hate it. It's that time for love it or hate it. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our stickers of the week, we have the FILA Grant Hill 2 25th anniversary.
Classics.
Yes, I love them.
Yeah.
I mean, they ugly, but they classic.
Nah, man.
They ugly. They classic. Let's stop capping here.
Nah.
They were never good looking shoes. They just classics.
I loved these shoes, and I still do. When I was a kid, what was it like? I think I was third grade, second grade. Yeah, man. I had the Grant Hill 1s and the 2s, and yeah, both of them. I still love them to this day.
Hold on, man. These shoes came out in 97. Yeah, these came out in 97.
I was in high school when I had a pair of these.
Really?
Yeah, these came out in like
no, not these.
The Grant Hills.
Yeah. I got you. Yep, they did. You're right. Sorry.
I remember because I had them when I was that young. I had them when I was young like that. So I was like, okay, all righty then. They still ugly, but it's all good. It's classics.
Yeah, because these were and it looks like they added like whatever that is on the tongue and whatever that is on the toe. I don't know.
Yeah,
what that is,
they did.
For
sure. That's 25.
Yeah,
that's
it used to say FILA right on that part.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is the same except the little 25 there.
Y'all know what FILA stands for?
Forever, I love Atlanta.
Atlanta. That was always so funny to me. Like
I was today old when I found that out.
Yeah, man, it's forever. I love Atlanta.
And that's not what it means. That's just what, rappers have made it.
Yeah.
That's news to me. I did not know.
Yeah.
Now, the Air Jordan 3 Pine Greens.
These are cool. I like
these. These are cool.
I just don't like the fact that they have like a suede. It's not leather. It's like black. And once you wear them outside and that dust gets to them, it's a wrap.
Yeah, no, the leather is always on the 3s. Is always above whatever that is. That suede stuff. So, yeah, good idea.
Saving money.
My personal favorite this week, the Nike Air Force 1 Low Siempre Familia.
Really? I hate these.
Really?
I'm feeling them kind of,
I have a deep disgust for these right now.
Really?
Deep.
What is that on the orange part? Is that some kind of animal skin?
I don't know. I can't tell. I
couldn't tell you, but I think they look good. Last but not least, the Adidas.
Hate it.
Trash.
I kind of wish I was a doctor and wore scrubs so I could walk around in these things all day.
Yeah, I can see that though. I can see that. I saw some couple guys wearing these in the airport. I'm like, man, I really am old. I really am 30.
For the high 80, y'all wouldn't buy these?
No. They give
For how much? For how much,
$80.
Steve?
80, and they'll resell
$80.
them for like $350 or something crazy like that.
It's a couple of hair stores that got those for like $8.
I'm good. I don't like. Look, Yeezy, this may be where I get off the train because this is getting ridiculous.
These are kind of dope. I wouldn't recommend in wintertime, but hey.
They look like shoes that you wear at the swimming pool.
Yeah, it looked like swimming shoes.
Got it. Now, the fan who gave back Tom Brady's 600th touchdown ball made a huge mistake. Hated or love it.
Man, I love the fact that he made that mistake because now we can talk about it.
What did he give him? He gave him like 1 Bitcoin and then like some autograph stuff. Like, man, I would have been in that mug. Like, listen, who's the highest bidder? How much we talking?
Yeah.
Let's put a video of Mike Evans giving the ball away.
Evans, 600 it is.
Oh, that was the 600. Gotcha. I've never heard of 600 in anything in football, but Brady has it with a strike to Evans over the middle using his size. And how good is that 600, Jim?
No, you cannot do that, Mike.
That's the only 600 touchdown. He has one of one right there.
Wait a minute.
Wait, did he give it to Mike Evans' brother? He had that Evans jersey on.
Somebody's got to go get that football back. Realizing, oh my gosh, I gave it away? The football?
Oh no.
Now you're about to see one of the great negotiations in NFL history.
Right here. He's like, we need that ball. That's 600. What? Really? So what do you want? $1 million? No.
Oh, no,
a day with Giselle. A day with Giselle and I'm in. Tom? Okay, Tom will do it. He'll allow it. One time. You got it.
That went on for like 2 minutes.
Wait a second. Hold on. Did y'all hear that announcer? He said a day with his wife.
He did.
Yeah. What?
He did say that.
Fired on the spot. If I'm Tom, fired.
He did say that. And he said Tom will agree and say, go ahead, just give my ball.
I need to see a picture of Giselle now because she can't be that stunning. But
she's the Brazilian supermodel that he married.
Yeah, she's okay. We're moving along.
Court's eyes been ejected from Lakers game for pushing away Rondo's hand. Hated or love it.
Rondo deserved to be fined for this. He deserved to be fined for that.
No, why? You can't
do that, man. You can't be
but
pointing.
Bang, bang, bang.
You can't do that, man. You gotta at least be fined.
He didn't touch the fan. The fan crossed the line. Like, I'm sure the fan was over there talking stuff. He may have been saying some racial slurs. We don't even know that. But Rondo pointed at him, and he crossed the line by touching.
Bang, bang.
Rondo, you can't do that. You can't do. I don't care what the fans say. You're the one who's the NBA player. Like, y'all, like, get it together, man. You can't be pointing finger guns.
Yeah, keep that same energy, because if these players text back and to fans, same thing goes. Talking to them on the sideline. Keep that.
Okay, so if it's the same energy, then they're not getting paid the same. They're not getting paid the same. So you're supposed to be the one with the level of professionalism. The fan is the fan.
Nah, he talk crazy.
Right, man.
Had to get dealt with.
I will deal with him. We didn't already seen he punched people. We seen like Rondo will punch somebody. So if you're gonna go that far, you might as well take it all the way. Punch him in the face. Slap him.
Well, let's see the video of what happened in
Oh, can we have some more spillage? No. I think that was the thing I missed most about not having fans. The courtside spillage. I miss seeing everyone have to run quick.
You're concerning me right now.
No, you don't love when you see a big Diet Coke flying in the air? Oh, this actually may be something different. Let's see. Is a fan going to be escorted out here? Oh, this may be something more than a spilled drink. All right, let's see exactly what happened with Rondo and the fan.
What is that guy? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Rondo gave him that quick bang, bang, bang. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Both of them acting stupid.
But now it's that zero tolerance, right? Once you touch a player, you automatically eject. No matter, no questions asked. So.
And then he tried to play victim. Like, what did I do? Like, no, you did something to make this guy at least point a finger.
But you see how Rondo pointed it at him? He's like,
yeah.
No,
that's a veteran move.
What you
I mean, what? I've never seen anything.
Air pistols.
He didn't say, "Hey, it's this guy over here." He didn't do. Hey, ref, can you
stick him up?
Nah, he straight up said, "Hey, put him. What you gonna do, Lawrence? What you gonna do?
Put him up."
Good Lord! And then the dude slapped his hand like
yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Wow.
Now, a lot of beard to lead ownership group for proposed WNBA expansion team in Oakland. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
I love it. It's crazy that these WNBA teams have to be, like basically joined up with the NBA team in the city. So I'm wondering, is it actually going to be in Oakland, or is it they're going to make it go to San Francisco, because that's where the Golden State Warriors moved to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that remains to be seen. I don't know, man. Oakland, I don't know if that's where they really want expansion to go, but I'm just glad they're expanding. So I really don't have too much to say on the subject.
Yeah, and I love it for the simple fact that if the WNBA is going to have expansion teams, that means expanding the fan base, and I would like to see Mayor Quentin Lucas, push to be the first city to have a WNBA team that isn't coupled with an NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
See, look at you now. Want to be greedy? We already got the first city that's going to have a women's sports stadium. Now you want to have a WNBA? Come on, baby steps.
Why not?
We have room. We have room here. We do not have a basketball team.
No, we don't need baby steps, especially when it comes to giving women and especially women's sports.
Oh, well, in that case, yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
But let's get the stadium built first.
No, because I would love to see women's sports be able to stand on their own. Like, why do we have to have them coupled with an NBA team? No NBA team here doesn't mean it's less women's WNBA fans. So yeah, I would like to see that push, and especially in the Sprint Center or even a newer arena.
I agree with Q. Full send it. I think we're already putting women's sports on the map. Why not go for all of them?
Okay.
I love it.
LeBron James filmed verbally clashing with Cameron Payne. Stay humble. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
I love it.
I love it. I love the pettiness, LeBron. That's the LeBron I want to see.
Let's see the video.
Stay humble now. Stay humble. Come on now. You can use that home a year and a half ago. Now you want to pop off? Come on, don't do that. Now you want to pop off.
With the few other words that we had to shorten that video a little bit. But yeah, he told him stay humble. You was at home just a couple of year and a half ago. So stay humble. Now you want to pop off, stay humble. So hey, I love to see it. Talk bad to Brian out there. He ain't nobody.
You should talk back to everybody who's on the court if you made it as an NBA player, but it kind of hurts to hear that from one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Whew. But yeah, it was Cash. He was talking Cash. I love it.
Arizona high school football team plays road game without coaching staff and wins. Hate it or love it.
I love it.
I love it. Do y'all thing, young man. Do your thing.
Let's go.
It. Yeah, definitely love it, especially for those kids.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis Cardinals prospect bit by a bear while hunting.
That's what you get. Get out there.
First of all, long story short, he crawled up into a tree, tried to take a picture of the bear, and the bear crawled up there behind him, and he tried to be still, like, oh, the bear can't see me, and the bear bit him on the shoulder, and so he yelled at the bear to try to scare the bear off, and the bear end up leaving. But yeah.
A little jokey
Yeah.
joke. He was just playing with him. He was joking. He's like, I could maul you right now, but you know what? I can end your whole career.
Hey, but if y'all see me and the bear in the woods, y'all help the bear. Don't help me.
Yeah, nah, I think you're the one who needs the help, not the bear.
Steve, I heard you screaming over there. I wasn't screaming. I was whistling.
Nah, I ain't help. I mean, Steve, I'm gonna call 911 because I can't do anything either. That's the best I can do for you.
I'm definitely running the other direction, but it's ugly for you, Steve. It's very
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to run too. Yeah.
Hey, I don't think a bear. If you run at a bear and act like you're gonna bite the bear, what's the bear gonna do?
Bite you. That's what he's gonna do.
Run at him. He's not gonna know. The bear thinks you're scared of it. Like, run at him. What's he gonna do? What's the word?
Yeah, I don't think it works that way.
I think black bears weigh like 800 pounds. I weigh 195 soaking wet.
Oh, man.
I'm a math guy. I do the math.
Run at him. See what happens.
No, I don't think I will.
Chicago Bulls off to a 4-0 start for the first time in 25 years.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
We love to see it. Yeah. Good old Chicago basketball.
Yeah. No, I love to see it.
Teams interested in Texans QB Deshaun Watson want legal issues resolved. Hated or love it.
Hated it.
I blame this on the Texans because there was plenty of teams that could have, gotten Deshaun Watson in the trade. All these teams want is just a guarantee. Hey, if it doesn't go through and he's placed on the commissioner's exempt list, we just want our trade back. Like the Texans are like no get backs, right? They just like nah. So yeah.
KU guard Remy Martin receives a new car as a part of an NIL deal with local dealership.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it too. It's like, but the thing is, and I know people are upset that it's like, what is it, a Toyota Camry? How you say it, Camry?
Camry, yeah.
Toyota Camry. So people are upset.
Those are good cars.
I like
those are great cars.
Get 250,000 miles out of it. I understand it's a lease, so they won't see that. And being in Lawrence, like Lawrence, you could it's 5 minutes to get anywhere in Lawrence. So he probably won't drive this much, and the dealership understands that. And some of these Camrys are nice. Like I was picked up in an Uber with a guy that had one of these Camrys, and it was super nice, decked out.
These are great cars, man.
For an NIL deal, I feel like he could have gotten a better car, though. Like,
no, Steve,
yes.
no, don't do that.
Before these NIL deals were available, what was the KU player that got the Benz and it was a Cadillac or something that he got into a wreck? Was it Wiggins?
Yeah, but again, like Steve, let's allow these players to crawl before they walk.
No, would you tell me no crawling?
You're not going to give an 18 or 19-year-old a new $30,000 to $40,000 Benz or a BMW. No, you're not doing that. And then
Why not, Coach Q?
Steve acts like he's never been a teenager. He said, "Oh, he's probably not going to drive this around much." Again, Steve, when Peyton's turned 16 and you give him a car, don't fall for I'm not going to drive this around much. Like, Steve, come on now. We're still talking about teenagers, young men.
Look,
and he will drive that 25 minutes to Kansas City probably on a daily basis. So he won't drive this.
He's a KU athlete. Where do you think he'll go? Let's name the places that he'll go. I don't know.
Everywhere.
Women's houses. like what? He has women all over the place. He's gonna drive the car. Like, let's be real here.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that I don't remember the KU player's name that received, it was like a Cadillac or Benz or something, and he had the car accident, he backed into someone or something. That was like illegal, and he still had the car. So now you mean to tell me they're gonna backtrack and give you something less than? No, that's not how it works.
there's a lot more money in illegal activity than there is in legal activity, Steve. And we all know this.
All right.
America was built on it.
We definitely appreciate it. It was Josh Jackson. Appreciate that, Darren. It was Josh
Jackson. It was.
Yeah, he gets one of those. But anyway, we appreciate everybody who joined in on today's show. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you can catch a rewind of today's show on Mondays, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio. Until next week, 2 words. We gone.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.